Hello and welcome to the Kopala TV main news. We get straight into the headlines. Zambian DNA welcomes the newly launched mobile NRC's exercise. UPND Copperbelt Provincial Chairman calls on all party members and officials to take advantage of the NRC's exercise. In international news, widespread damage after huge explosion in Beirut. Join us in a bit for the news in detail. To present the Kopala TV main news, my name is Wawila Musongole. The Zambian DNA has welcomed the newly launched Mobile National Registration Cards NRC's Phase 1 in Luapula, Northern, Eastern, Copperbelt and Northwestern provinces. According to a statement made available to Kopala TV News by Zambian DNA spokesperson Spuki Mulemwa, the Zambian DNA is, however, greatly disturbed by some opposition members of parliament in alliance with some civil society organizations' attempt to monitor the recently launched Mobile National Registration Cards exercise. Mr. Mulemwa said that the Zambian DNA expects the opposition to understand that it's the mandate of the Ministry of Home Affairs under the Department of National Registration, Passport and Citizenship to conduct such an exercise. Meanwhile, the DNA spokesperson has appealed to the parents and guardians countrywide to utilize this opportunity by ensuring that their children who are aged 16 and above obtain their NRCs during this mobile registration exercise, as it is a critical national identity document. In a similar development, the Opposition United Party for National Development UPND Copperbelt Provincial Chairman Elisha Matambo has called on all party members and officials to take advantage of the national mobile registration exercise and aggressively mobilize the youth from communities to go and register. Mr. Matambo said this when he addressed party members and officials in Ndola at the UPND Secretariat during the ceremony to welcome Miputu Ward Councillor Hosseini Mabeti, who rescinded his decision to defect to the ruling PF. Meanwhile, the Zambian National Students' Union, ZANASU, is in the Copperbelt to promote peer-to-peer education on COVID-19 prevention and awareness among students. Details are in the following report.
Go out and talk to anyone, your friends, your husbands, your children. Let them get NRCs, those who don't have NRCs. When the registration of voters come, let them register. And we need to mobilize now to sensitize the people so that come August 2021, everyone will go and vote, and that will be the end of this regime.
Meanwhile, the Zambian National Students' Union, ZANASU, is in the Copperbelt to promote peer-to-peer education on COVID-19 prevention and awareness among students. Details are in the following report.
Everyone is trying to adapt to the new normal because no one knows when the coronavirus pandemic is ending. For this reason, the Zambian National Students' Union ZANASU is in the Copperbelt to promote peer-to-peer education on COVID-19 prevention and awareness among students, as well as work towards a more practical approach in enforcement of guidelines from the Ministry of Health. The students' mother body has met with TVTISU in Luansha. Stephen Kanakula is the Vice President and he had this to say to the Students' Union at TVTC.
So what we're doing is want to emphasize on peer-to-peer kind of sensitization. If your friend or your colleagues, everyone here is accommodated in campus, is it? I want to believe yes. If the colleagues that were staying with are adhering to the measures that are being put across, that are being put up, when it comes to are we masking up, or we only put a mask when we're in class, after class, whenever we're going, it's okay, it's business as usual. So if us, the finalists, the final year students who are in campus are not leading by example, are not showing the way, it will be difficult for the other colleagues to come back in campus. And even us, because anything can happen. If today TVTC recorded a case, God forbid, a case or two of COVID-19, what does that imply? It implies that school be closed So regardless of whether you find any student, you're not finding a student, you'll be sent back home, and you don't know when you get back into school. So what we're trying to emphasize that let's be brothers keeper, sisters keeper, so that we finish our studies, complete our studies, and we go back and pursue other avenues.
Also speaking was Zanaso State Secretary for Finance, Isaiah Mambwe.
As union members, one of our common aim is to defend or fight for academic freedom. Yes. So academic freedom is what has brought us here. The freedom to research, the freedom to appeal when your results have been misplaced, the freedom to have a chair, the freedom to learn with technology, all kinds of freedoms that we the students and the young people deserve in various institutions of higher learning. We must not lose focus of why we are here. Even you as TVTSU, you just come in the executive, probably it's annual, yearly, right? You have elections, yes. You will not come today in the executive and begin to fight with people, debate with people about what TVTSU is. Instead, we must focus on the challenges that students are facing and then help one another in ensuring that we attain the academic freedom that we want.
And TVTSU President told Kopala TV News how the union is adapting to the new normal and how the school is ensuring that each student adhere to the health guidelines.
Okay, I'm very pleased to announce that we are not facing much challenges due to the COVID-19. At least I thank you, my fellow students, as well as the management. They are putting in force to make sure these measures have been implemented. I'm very pleased actually and looking forward to have more visits from the Zanasu team so that we see how we are going to work together to better ourselves as students, as well as to see to put things in order for us to have make our institutions to be conducive for everyone actually. Like I said, I'm very pleased because this visit actually has helped us also. We as the executive, we're also working hand in hand with our management, since as we know, COVID-19 actually is here to stay. We don't know when it is going to end. So the best for us is just to accept it and live by the new normal.
Zanasu will meet students in the Copper Belt, Chongwe, Mombwa, and Central provinces. During these activities, Zanasu is also expected to get statistics of students in boarding facilities, check school preparedness, and discuss other related academic pressing issues affecting the students' populace. I'm Diana Kafwala, reporting for Kopala TV News in Luansha.
In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us in a bit after our commercial break.
Kopala TV, Kopala ya buena mumwesu Kopala. Kopala TV.
My number. Ishusho limentindea yama oji urushani. Kopala TV.
Yama oji. Imuntu wandi Yesu. Fwebene by fwebene. Fwebene. I did the kalasti. Yako Kopala futi yaba Kopala.
Manje kuikatashani yoina. Na ena ya kuntambo oro ni jiviji.
Wala iwe. Ile sangwa patopsta decoder. Channel 98 paku. Ninshi yatubira. Puta menso ninshi yalila ni evidimbwe. Kule izimoli la femunjazi.
So yuri landati Kopala TV tayawanga yama boiling channel wako watu wachila tamba fe wino. Kwangwa filamba fyambo kupona. Uruwa mfotoro bantu ifuma chane wefingi fyamo pura fi.
Alula iwe Kopala TV ni Kopala futi eile kuchalo. No shali mokuba molasti. Elo ile sansa Kopala yonse my number. ukwambila fipa mai namapandula lwansa kito paketi ke mufurila mufuken chingola pa chingo begi na chidila bombwewe ni Kopala TV liko
muntu wanja pakushongora fika top star wetata ndetambela pofi Kopala TV pachani o 98 apa kude konkana ne charo bamba to bamba ni pate after pate wo pate after pate wo ha ha Kopala TV OG yeah. Kopala TV available on Topstar channel 98. Kopala TV, entertainment just for you.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
One Zambia, one nation.
Zambia chalo chesu. Stop political violence.
I am Zambian. I am against political violence.
I am Zambian, and I say disarm all cadres now.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
It's not good killing one another as Zambians. Stop the violence.
Let's keep the peace in our streets. Let's work to stay one Zambia.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
Ndimwina Zambia. Lekeni ukulwa pamulandu wa politics.
Welcome back. The opposition Golden Party of Zambia says it is worrying that the ruling Patriotic Front is disregarding the COVID-19 preventive guidelines with impunity. Golden Party of Zambia leader Jackson Silavwe says launching a commission of projects is welcome, but everyone should all be equal before the law. Mr. Silavwe, who is also ZCID board chairperson, noted that it is everyone's responsibility to protect themselves, family, friends, loved ones, and the nation at large.
It is extremely worrying and disturbing that the Patriotic Front, the party in government, are disregarding the COVID-19 prevention guidelines with impunity during the launch of projects or commissioning and also presidential visits. We should all be equal before the law. Zambians should not respond to the coronavirus based on what the PF are doing or not doing. They should respond to coronavirus based on truth. And that truth is that coronavirus kills. Every Zambian, every citizen has a responsibility to protect themselves, their family, their friends, their neighbors, their loved ones, and the nation at large. Please stay safe.
Finally, in local news, Water Development, Sanitation and Environmental Protection Minister Jonas Chanda says he will ensure that Zambians have universal access to water and sanitation services. In a statement made available to Kopala TV News, Dr. Chanda says he will also prioritize water and environmental management as contained in the 7th National Development Plan 7NDP and in Vision 2030. Dr. Chanda has since thanked President Edgar Lungu for the confidence shown in appointing him to a ministry which is core to national development. And speaking earlier, newly appointed Minister of General Education, Dennis Wanchinga, says President Edgar Lungu has keen interest in projects the ministry is implementing. Dr. Wanchinga also cited the Kafulafuta Water Supply System Project and the Kafue Bulk Water Project, among other projects. You are still watching the Kopala TV main news. We break once again and return with international news.
Kopala TV, Kopala ya buena mumwesu Kopala.
My number. Ishusho limentindeaza yama OG Orushana. Kopala TV.
Yama OG. Imuntu wandi Yesu. Fwebene by fwebene. Fwebene. I did the kalasti. Yako Kopala futi yaba Kopala.
Manje kuikatashani yoina. Na yena ya kuntambo oroni jiviji.
Wala iwe. Ile sango patopsta decoder. Channel 98 paku. Ninshi ya tuvira. Puta mensa ninshi ya lila ni efidimbwi. Kule izimoli la femunjazi.
So yuri landati Kopala TV tayawanga ya maboiling channel wako watu wachila tamba fe wino. Kwangwa filamba fyambo kupona. Uruwa mfotoro. Pantu ifuma channel wefingi fyamo pura fi.
Alola iwe. Kopala TV ni Kopala futhi kuchalo. No shali mokuba molasti. Elo ile sansa Kopala yonse my number. Ukwambila pepe my number pandola lwansha. Kito paketi ke mufurila mufuken. Chingola pa chingo begi na chidila iwe. Ni Kopala TV liko.
Muntu wanja pakushongora fika top star we tatande tambela pofi Kopala TV. Pachani o 98 pakude konkana ne charo bumper to bamba. Ni pate after pate. Wo, pate after pate. Wo. Kopala TV OG.
Yeah.
Kopala TV, available on Topstar Channel 98. Kopala TV, entertainment just for you.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
One Zambia, one nation.
Zambia chalo chesu. Stop political violence.
I am Zambian. I am against political violence.
I am Zambian, and I say disarm all cadres now.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
It's not good killing one another as Zambians. Stop the violence.
Let's keep the peace in our streets. Let's work to stay one Zambia.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
Ndimwina Zambia. Lekeni ukulwa pamulandu wa politics.
Welcome back. In foreign news, a large blast has hit the Lebanese capital, Beirut, causing widespread damage and injuring many people, officials say. Although it is not yet clear what caused the explosion in the port area of the city, videos posted online show a large mushroom cloud and destroyed buildings. Hospitals are said to be overwhelmed by casualties. It comes at a sensitive time with the country's economic collapse reigning old tensions. We monitored the BBC for this report.
Well, these are live pictures now of the aftermath of those two separate explosions, and the latest casualty reports just coming into us here at BBC News say that there could be several hundred people who have been injured and who've been taken to hospitals in the city. The head of the Lebanese Red Cross is saying that there's no exact figure of how many people are injured, but many are still trapped in their homes within the area of the blast. Some people are being rescued by boat. There's one source in Beirut saying that they are treating in one hospital more than 500 injuries and they can't take any more casualties. Many of the operations are taking place in that hospital, and the hospital is appealing for blood donations. Let's get this report now from our correspondent James Robbins.
A massive explosion sent shockwaves tearing through the Lebanese capital. The blast happened in the port area. It looks as if the first explosion was followed by another, much larger one, which swept through many nearby buildings. Lebanon's health minister said there'd been many injuries and widespread damage.
I saw the fire, but I didn't yet knew there was going to be an explosion. We went inside. Suddenly, I lost my hearing. Apparently, I was too close. So I lost my hearing for a few seconds. I knew something was wrong. And then suddenly, the glass just shattered all over the cars around us, the shops, the stores, the buildings. Just glass going down from all over the buildings.
Firefighters are tackling numerous blazes, while medical teams are searching for casualties in what is now a full-scale emergency. James Robbins, BBC News.
2 different tests which can detect coronavirus and flu within 90 minutes are to be made available in England, starting mostly in hospitals. The labs which have devised them say they are more reliable than the current swab tests with almost 100% accuracy. Meanwhile, some of the lockdown restrictions imposed on Leicester at the end of June after a rise in the number of cases there have been relaxed. However, other parts of the north of England are facing tougher rules. We monitored the BBC once again.
Get your head up, facing back.
Katie, a hospital pharmacist, is being tested for COVID-19. She'll only have to wait 90 minutes for the result. It just needs one nasal swab, and then this machine detects any genetic material from the virus. It can reject the sample if it hasn't been gathered properly. She tested negative. During a trial period, it's helped the hospital manage patients coming in for treatment.
Previously, we were having to wait 24 hours or longer to get our swab results back. And this meant that we were needing to use lots of side rooms to isolate patients. And this means that we can actually cohort the right patients in the right places really rapidly.
At a high-tech factory near Oxford, another rapid testing system for COVID-19 is being produced, initially for use in hospitals, but in due course available for care homes and other health locations. What's more, it will in time be capable of detecting flu viruses as well, an important asset in winter.
When you add those two together, it will result in people wanting to test more. And the more we test, the more people get confident, the more people will test. And it's a self-fulfilling upward spiral.
The government has signed contracts with the 2 companies, Oxford Nanopore and DNA Nudge.
More people are going to be able to get tested more quickly so we can find out where the virus is and tackle it and keep those rates of infection down.
And the 2 British innovations, along with others producing fast test results, have been praised by the World Health Organization.
It is really, again, incredible the amount of tests that are being developed and the fact that we have rapid tests that are being developed. This is a positive thing, and this will help control efforts.
Some experts, though, have called for more detail on the performance of the different testing systems.
It's really important
that we get good data to understand are there compromises in accuracy with having a higher speed test.
At this stage, these technologies will be focused on hospitals and the testing of patients and staff. But the big question is, can they, with others, be extended to help with the mass community testing in different settings, which is seen as vital if the virus is to be kept in check?
Finally, in foreign news, a whistleblower wants the Dutch government investigated, accusing it of ignoring his attempts to expose nuclear espionage. Frits Veerman was punished for turning in his colleague who was selling secret intelligence to Pakistan in the early 1970s. His colleague ended up building Pakistan's nuclear bomb, selling the technology to other countries. We monitored Al Jazeera for this report.
45 years after technician Frits Veerman lost his job, was kidnapped and intimidated for speaking out about a nuclear scandal involving companies like Urenco, he's vowing to continue his fight for justice. The so-called whistleblowers being supported by a decision of the Dutch House of Whistleblowers. This new whistleblower authority says Veerman's treatment was wrong and his warnings about the Pakistani spy Abdul Khan were valid.
Het is heel belangrijk voor de samenleving.
It is very important for society to know what happened in the 1970s. The Dutch state has violated the Non-Proliferation Treaty. They have jeopardized the lives of millions because Pakistan sold the information to China, North Korea and Iran. This is huge.
In the early 1970s, Veerman worked together with Abdul Khan in a laboratory that designed a new technique to enrich uranium by using ultracentrifuges for Urenco. When Veerman visited Khan's house one day, he became suspicious.
In his room, I saw drawings of the ultracentrifuge, secret drawings. For sure, that's not allowed.
But when Veerman told his employer Stork he believed Khan was a spy, he was told to keep quiet. When he didn't, he was sacked and held in detention by Dutch justice officials. His name ended up on a Secret Service watch list, and Veerman says agents regularly intercepted him when he was traveling.
It's very strange. A spy travels from Pakistan to the Netherlands to steal nuclear secrets and order equipment. The spy is not punished, but the man who reports him, the whistleblower. That's not how a democracy works. I want to know who gave the order for this.
That item ends the Kopala TV main news for today, but before we go, we recap on our headline news stories. Zambian DNA welcomes the newly launched mobile NRC exercise. UPND Copperbelt Provincial Chairman calls on all party members and officials to take advantage of the NRC's exercise. In international news, widespread damage after huge explosion in Beirut. Thank you for watching the Kopala TV main news. My name is Wabula Musongole, and God bless.